Hello guys, this is Ty, aka the Flip Man. Why can't you average $50,000 per deal? Is it because of fear? Is it because you don't know how? Is it because you don't think you have the resources? Whatever you think the answer is, it's probably because you're not targeting the right opportunities. This video obviously is about commercial real estate. I'm not telling you to stop doing what you're doing with single family houses because it is putting bread on the table for a lot of people, or if it isn't, those are opportunities that you can still take advantage of while pursuing commercial real estate also. Because with single family houses, you still can do those deals a lot faster. So just create a mix until you start averaging $50,000 per deal. But before I get into that, obviously you can take advantage of the 100 plus videos at howtofliphouses.net. Everything you need to know about wholesaling houses. If that's not enough, that's not fast enough, then I do offer coaching with 2 step-by-step courses on how to wholesale houses and how to wholesale apartment buildings at junkers101.com. junkers101.com. But on to the particular video. Let me tell you why I started even doing videos, putting out all this free content. I know I don't charge as much as I could for the coaching. The reason I started doing it for 2 reasons. One is I like internet marketing, and it gives me some satisfaction just to know that you can put out something, someone buys it online, bam, money. Okay, the only thing I had of value was my knowledge of real estate investing / wholesaling. So I put it together, and here we are. The other reason, and the main reason is because of these opportunities. Obviously, I started here in my backyard, but the goal is that if I created a good content on the residential side and was able to sell my information to a lot of people over the last several years, that I would create a lot of like-minded people that, number one, they obviously are looking for opportunities in real estate, but in most cases they're going to look for bigger opportunities in real estate. So it's easy for me to get outside of my backyard of commercial real estate when I can pick up the phone and call someone in Phoenix, Arizona that's a student and say, hey man, I've been looking at this property. Could you go check it out for me? Could you go video it and we'll split the deal? Bam. I built a network of like-minded people around the country that I can joint venture with on deals. So that's why I do what I do and the way I've done it over the years compared to what you may seen out there with others. I'm not knocking what they do. This is just the way I did. And I always like to separate myself from other people when I do anything of businesses that in most cases they've already existed. So I'm just getting into something that has already existed. So I like to separate myself. And the way I wanted to separate myself is that I give away the information, and even after someone did pay me for the coaching and the courses, is that I still didn't charge that much. You know, I had to take myself back to when I started, and when I listened to people, you know, just talk about, again, I'm not kicking them, but how much money they made, and that sounds good, but that only can go so far. The question is, yeah, you made all that money. How did you make the money? And so that's why I want to, you know, just give away the information. Commercial real estate is going to be a little different because right now there's no competition in it for the way this is done. And but I'm still giving you the nuts, the ingredients to make this stuff happen. The biggest difference in what I'm about to discuss compared to single family houses is that, and I didn't come up with this, I'm really just repeating this. With single family housing, or as far as deals, you have to find the deals. Whereas with commercial, you create a deal. And the way you create a deal is by adding value to an existing deal. It all starts with control. You must control your deals. That's whether you're dealing with single family or commercial. the first thing you must do is locate vacant properties. Okay, I have a picture here of a vacant commercial building. You can't tell it from this picture, but this building is surrounded by NTs, as I call national tenants, and some regional tenants. This side of it, to the right of it, a national tenant. In the rear, a national tenant. In the rear back here, national tenant. Across the street, national tenant. This building is sticking out like a sore thumb. When I passed by it, I could not believe that it was there, and all of these other businesses are thriving. That's what you want to look for. You don't want to look for buildings in areas where there's not high traffic, where there's not other thriving, in most cases, either national or regional tenants all around it. If you're in an area where there are a number of vacant buildings, if there are probably more than two, and there are that's not an opportunity. This stuff sticks out like a sore thumb. And I know you've been like me. Even if you don't know anything about commercial real estate, you just look at it from the business side of it, and you'll see a building like, man, that'll be a great location for XYZ. 6 months later, you start to see construction there. You know what happened? Somebody just made money off of that. Why can't that be you? So the first thing is to locate the vacant building. Now, in this situation, there's no phone number for lease or for a rent here, so I got to do some research to find out how to get in contact with the owner, which I have a mailing address already for them, but it's a P.O. box. So they're not trying to be found, but I'm going to find them. Trust me. So once you do locate the owner, assuming there is a for sale sign there or for lease sign, normally it's going to be there from a broker. It's going to be rare you see for sale by owner, which is fine, but it's going to be rare. So dealing with brokers in the commercial world is totally different than in the residential world, because commercial brokers are used to creative ways to put deals together. Whereas with single family, you're just dealing with old regular residential agent. All they know is list the property, give me an earnest money. You got either cash or you got a loan. They don't want to hear anything. They don't hear about no lease options. They don't hear about no owner financing, because that greedy broker or agent wants their commission. Not everybody, but most everybody. That's an agent. They just want their commission. So there's no creativity there. And believe it or not, a lot of sellers are going, I'm talking about residential right now, I'll get off that, but they're going to listen to that broker. So that automatically puts you behind the 8 ball a lot of times on your side of it. But with dealing with commercial real estate, totally different ball game. I have just one method that I use that I put them on my side immediately, along with obviously their client, but immediately. Enough of that. So you're going to make an offer through an LOI, and through your LOI, I'll show you, as a student, I'll show you how to construct your LOI where you're going to probably get your offer accepted. Now, there's some work to do as far as due diligence, but the broker is going to be very valuable to you, because the broker in most cases is going to be able to provide all the information you need to find a national tenant and to eventually assign the property over. And what some of that general information that is needed is, number one, obviously the size of the lot, the size of the building, what the building is zoned for, the traffic count that drives in front of the building on a daily basis, what the building is leasing, buildings are leasing for per square foot in that area. They call those leasing, those are comps. You want to know the population within a 1, 3, and 5 mile radius. They normally have all of that. You want to know the income levels in a 1 or 3 or 5 mile radius. All right, and then they'll want to know the demographics as far as age. Bam. That's all the information that you normally need. And from there, the national tenant or the buyers are going to do their own due diligence from that point to make sure that this is a good investment for them. Okay, so you're going to have a due diligence. Once you go through the LOI period, you put it on the contract with earnest money. Another story on the earnest money. Get a little detail in that, but we're just going to assume that that's taken care of. Okay. Within your contract, you're going to do a due diligence period of 45 days, which make sure you don't lose money. And what that simply means is that in 45 days, if you don't get to this point right here, at the 44th day, or whatever day, it just doesn't need to be 45, you get this back. It's refundable. That's the great thing about this. The only thing that you'll lose is time. And you have enough of that to get to here. Because one of these will allow a lot of time to do more of these. Okay, so but once you go through the due diligence period, the whole point of the due diligence period is securing a national tenant or regional tenant that has great credit rating, which most of them do, on a 10, 15-year lease, triple net, which means that the triple net means it's also called TIM, where the national tenant, they're not going to buy the building from you in most cases, but they're going to lease the building from you at a rate that's comparable to the area. But on top of that, not from you, but that's what the agreement was. They'll submit an LOI that they're going to list the building from you at the rate that's appropriate for this area. But on top of that triple net, they're going to pay the taxes, insurance, and maintenance. So that's all profit to the person that you assign the building to. That's what's going to make it attractive, and that's what's going to add value to this building. Say that you can get this building for $500,000. By simply getting a national tenant with the proper triple net lease, this building could easily, as it sits, can easily become worth 1.3, 1.4 million. Okay, say you got it under contract for the $500,000, you wholesale this actual building for $750. Or just for the sake of this, you wholesale it for $550 because it needs some work. That's $50K. And it's assigned over to the person that's going to buy the building and actually be the owner, and they're going to hold this lease. See, businesses that are national tenants, most of them, they're not in the real estate business. They're in the selling product or whatever service they're offering. So it's easier for them in their eyes to do a triple net lease or a lease on a property, and if it doesn't work out, they don't have to worry about liquidating the building. It's just the cost of doing business for them. Okay, so once you actually put the property under contract, you obviously need property access, and I've already explained the entire process, but basically locate the property, make the offer, put it under contract. Your due diligence period of 45 days to find a national tenant. You'll need access for the national tenant and for the investor that you will assign it over to. And if it doesn't work, you cancel the deal, you pull out because you're within your 45-day due diligence period, and your earnest money is refundable. Bam, you move on to that. So by submitting LOIs, you can have a ton of these going at one time. I have a little secret here. There's a way of getting rid of this part of it, but you know that comes with the extensive coaching, which comes with my course. As I said, I'm just looking for individuals that are interested in getting on this level and partnering. I'll share all my resources as far as buyers, how to do these deals, regardless of your situation, if you're really willing to do the work. You know, you need to be a student. I need people that need to have skin in the game. Just no way around that. You know, I've tried it the other way. You need to have skin in the game with me. I'm giving you the idea so some people can figure this out. They already probably knew this existed, just didn't know how to put it all together. But if you want to work with me, you must be a student. Call me, work something out, 205-492-3425. You can call or text me at any time. Thanks, and I'll see you on the other side of one of these.